Hi there, this is April Elliott Kent of BigSkyAstrology.com. I'm also the author of The Beginner's Guide to Using Astrological Transits, using planetary cycles to plan and predict your day, week, year, or destiny. It's just been released by Fair Winds Press. I'm very excited about it. And it's available pretty much anywhere you look for books, including all of the usual online booksellers. What I want to do with this video today is to make it easy for you to find your own current transits, so that if you decide today to run out in a buying frenzy and get your hands on a copy of my very orange book, you will be armed with all of your own personal transits so that you can really dig into the book and find out what's going on for you. So let's get started. Your first step is to go to astro.com, and if you're to the point in your astrological studies where you're curious to know more about transits, you undoubtedly know about astro.com, because it seems to be where just about everybody goes online to calculate all of their charts. Fantastic free resource. So go to astro.com, and if you visit here a lot, you probably already have established an online profile with a password and all of that, and you would just log in up here, of course. But if you don't have a login with astro.com and you're not interested in having one, that's cool. You can just go through this whole process as a guest user. So what we'll do is go up to free horoscopes on the menu and then go down to extended chart selection. If, like me, you're going to use this as a guest today, click here to go to the data entry page. That's where you're going to put the birth data for the person whose transit you want to look at, possibly you. I am going to look at Michael J. Fox. Everybody knows about it because I've been here before. He's a very wonderful Canadian actor who I used as the sample study in my book to demonstrate his transits, so I'm going to go ahead and use him for this as well. In Edmonton, Canada, and we'll pop up here with the options of different cities that are that or close to that. So I'm going to select that one and continue. Okay. Now, if you've already signed in using your own account, of course, this is the point at which you would select from this drop-down menu the person whose transits you want to look at. Then under Methods, we have to select the type of chart that we want. The default that's given is the natal chart wheel. That just shows you your birth chart. We want to look at the birth chart with the current transits as well. So expand this down menu. Under Prognostic Methods and Transits, select Natal Chart and Transits. I love prognostic, it's such a great word. Chart Drawing Style. You probably are used to seeing the web default style, so I'll leave it there. But someday when you're in here, if you want to look around, I actually have these other chart styles that can be kind of fun to play with. So I'll keep web default style for now because that'll be the one you're used to looking at. Then you need to select the date for the transits that you want to look at. The default they give you is today's date, and that's fine. But you can look at any date in the past, in the future. You can look at the day that you got married. You can look at the day your child was born. You can look at some date in the future when you're going to close escrow on a house. Any date you want, just put it in this field here. House system. The default house system that astro.com uses for calculations is called Placidus. It's a widely used, really popular house system method. So there's no problem with using it. I happen to prefer Coke, however, so I'm going to select that. And the zodiac and all of this stuff is pretty standard and I'm fine with it, so I'm just going to go ahead and click here to show the chart. And there we are. We have his birth chart. This is his wheel, his birth wheel. And inside are his natal house placements. And then around the outside in green, these are the current transiting positions for his chart. In these particular wheels, I find it can be a little bit hard to figure out the degrees that the planets are at. The natal planets, they have it indicated, but the transiting ones, they don't. However, you can look down here at this part of the page and find them listed. So that's pretty handy. So that's how to find the current transits. Now, what I've tried to do in the book, Astrological Transits, is teach you something about using planetary cycles and understanding them so that it's easier for you to evaluate when you're looking at something like this. Well, there's so much stuff. What are the important transits to look at? For instance, if we look down here, we see that today the Moon and Neptune are both in Pisces and in the first house of his chart. But the Moon is only in a sign for 2.5 days every month, so it's kind of a lightweight transit. On the other hand, Neptune takes 165 years to get through a sign, so you can immediately grasp that a slower moving planet like that carries much more weight in the transits than something like the Moon that moves very quickly. So this is the kind of information that you'll get from the book, as well as delineations of what it all means. What does it mean when transiting Saturn is moving through the 9th house of his chart? What does it mean when transiting Uranus is going through Aries and making some connections in his chart? So I hope that you will be interested and take a look at the book, and if you buy a copy of it, now you're armed. You have your own transits or the transits of somebody you find very interesting, and you can roll up your sleeves and really get to work with understanding astrological transits. So I hope you enjoy the book. I hope you found this video helpful, and I wish you a great day and nothing but happy transits. Thanks, and bye for now.